Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I contour and highlight my face. Keep in mind, I do have a rounder face, so the method that I do on myself might not work for everybody else. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with my Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflage and Concealer in the color Fair. And I am just going to get a little bit of this in the back of my hand and dab this under my eyes. I've seen a lot of people kind of do like the upside down triangle method, which just is they go on the inner tear duct of their eyes, down the bridge of their nose on the side, kind of, and then up to their temples. And I have tried that method, and I really see no difference in the method that I do versus the upside down triangle that you normally would see. So I'm just going to dab this under my eyes, a little bit on my chin, and on the forehead, as well as I've seen a lot of people do some on the nose, but I really don't care for that step just because I do go in with a shimmery highlight and I just see no point in it. But if you prefer that, you can go ahead and do that. So once you have all those areas set, the next thing you're going to want to do is grab a wet beauty sponge. I'm using the one from Techniques. The beauty blender is just as good, or you could use a brush as well if you prefer. The only thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tap out the product instead of rubbing it in. The only reason is because if you tap it in, you're just going to get more product onto the skin versus rubbing it out because obviously you're rubbing it out. So just keep that in mind when trying this step. So highlighting is just basically bringing out areas in your face that you want to come out forward. The under eyes and the forehead and the chin don't really have much dimension. So when you do this, you're basically bringing out those areas. Um, it looks really nice in pictures and in person as long as you just blend it out. So this concealer is really nice. The only thing is I'm having a little bit of trouble blending it out, as you can see right here. The only reason is it is a thicker concealer, so once it dries on the skin, it is a little hard to blend out, but the coverage is really nice and it covers up my dark circles. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Airspun powder. This is just translucent. This is the extra coverage. Either translucent powder or just a powder lighter than your face will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab out my under eye wrinkles one more time and lightly set them. The reason why I'm going to lightly set them as opposed to just going in heavy is because I found that if I go in just plain heavy, it doesn't really help much. It just kind of creates more of, it kind of sets in the wrinkles more and it accentuates them a little bit more than they should. So I lightly tap them on and then I go back in with more powder right below where my wrinkles end and then pack on the powder. And then I go in and set my chin and lightly set my forehead. So the reason why you want to set the concealer is so again it won't budge or move throughout the day and it will just set and stay in place like it should. So once you're done setting your concealer, the next thing you're going to want to do is go in with a bronzer and bronze the face. The reason why you want to go in with a bronzer before your actual contour is just because it will give you more of a smoother application. That's the same reason as why a lot of people put in a transition shade and then their crease color. So you'll basically get the same effect. So if you have a lot of trouble blending out your contour, try adding a bronzer and hopefully that will help. The bronzer I'm using is the Wet n Wild bronzer and the name is Ticket to Brazil, and I've been using this this bronzer for a long time now. I think since high school or so, around there. But yeah, it's a really good cool toned bronzer, so it works since I am very fair. So I just take this along the cheekbones, the temples, and my jawline. So if you notice, I don't go along the bridge of my nose or the sides of my nose, and that is because if I do this every day, if I'm contouring and highlighting every day, I don't really care to do that unless I am going out or taking pictures. Because if I don't do that when I take pictures, it just looks flat and it just like blends all in into my skin. So for my contour, I was at Walgreens and I saw this really cool Wet n Wild contouring and highlight palette, and I'm obsessed with their products, honestly, and they're cruelty free. So for those of you who are looking for products like that, Wet n Wild is a good one. So this is basically the only shade I found, and it's the caramel toffee, and it is a little too warm toned for me. So in some clips it'll look fine, but in other clips it will look orange, and so I have to go in and blend that out. So how I contour is I go above the ear and kind of swoop it down. I know a lot of people kind of go in a straight line, but I found that if I swoop it, kind of like almost like a C shape, it gives me the look of higher cheekbones. So as you can tell right here, they kind of look a little bit more defined than the other side. And I used to go in just a straight line, but ever since I kind of started messing around with my contour and highlight, I found that I prefer the C shape a little bit better. So I just go along, I make this like really cute kissy face, and I find my cheekbones. You could kind of feel it with your finger and you could tell where they are. If not, just make that kiss face or suck in your cheeks. So I take this under my cheekbones, along my forehead, not my whole forehead, my temples, and on my jaw. So the reason why you want to contour these areas is because they will kind of make you have a shadow on, like a natural shadow on your face, and they will just make you look a little bit slimmer. There is a whole bunch of other tips and tricks that I've seen going along online. Like you could contour your eye look, you could your eye shape, you could contour your lips, a whole bunch of stuff. So if you just do your research and practice, I'm sure you will find something that works for you. So I'm just going to show you guys what I do from here on out. What I do is I go in with my palladio, I think it is, matte blush in the color Peach Ice. And I just get this with a flat brush and go along my contour line and blend that out. And I know it doesn't look like I have any blush on at all in this clip, but I promise you there is something there. It's just a really, comes off like a pale blushy pink. So here I am just going to go in with my Physicians Formula highlighter, and this is the Beige Pearl. I am going to take this along the bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and the tops of my cheekbones. This will kind of make you have like an inner glow, make you look like you have healthier skin. So that's just something that I do. I know a lot of people like more of a bronzy highlight or a pink highlight. I prefer something that's like not stark white, but more of like a natural pearly um, shade. So that's what I do. So once I am done with all that jazz, what I like to do is, especially if I'm going out, I like to take a little bit more of translucent powder and take that along, take that under my contour, I should say, and help it clean it up. I let this sit for like a minute, no longer than a minute, just because I don't want like a white cast to show. But as you can see, I'm just going along the cheekbones and curving it right here at the tip of the cheek. And I do that just so my cheeks look a little bit more lifted and kind of like those round baby cheeks type of thing. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but I don't know what it is, but I like it. So I just take that on both sides and let it sit for a good minute, like I said. And then I am going to go off and clean it off with, or brush it off, should I say, with a powder brush. This is just one that I had laying around. You could use your powder brush or whatever. So as you can see right here, it just looks a lot more neater and cleaner. You don't have to do this step, but like I said, if I do go out, I prefer to do it just so my contour looks a little bit more cleaner. And then the last thing I do is shower myself in some NYX mattifying um, setting spray. I usually reach over for my Max Fix Plus, but I dropped it and I ran out of my other one. So yeah, this is just me giving you guys close-ups of my contour and giving you guys awkward looks. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you guys could keep up with me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.